it blew it out to me. And here it comes. I barely made it in the barn. Well, I was going to go ahead and try to hunt in this, but it's a little bit stronger than what I would prefer to hunt in. Good news is it's a small storm, and there's another one coming behind it. I might be lucky and be able to call in a tom. Barn, tin roof. Sorry for the noise. I'm a lot safer in here than I am out there, so that's a good thing. But I guess this gives me an opportunity to catch up some chores, clean up some stalls. I doubt I would clean all the stalls before the storm passes, but I'll just hang on tight here, maybe clean out the boat. That's what I'm probably gonna do. You a fool's gold. Yes, I did. Yeah.
You get one?
No, I've waited for the storm to pass, and it's just, I think it's growing. I haven't checked the radar, but it looked like it would have been over me in like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, and it's rained nonstop. So I picked up a little bit at the barn, and I guess I'm gonna call it a day, because it looks like it's just gonna keep on growing. I mean,
yeah, it was supposed to, like, we actually got lucky with today. Today we had a 95% chance, and it was supposed to be severe thunderstorms all day, but it slowly faded because it did it, like, all day yesterday. Tomorrow we're supposed to have rain, too.
I would have called out, used some of my vacation time, and went hunting, because when the sun came out, like around 9:30, I guarantee you there was turkeys everywhere after that rain all morning. Bobo, what are you doing? I'm on E. I've got to get gas. I love you.
I love you too.
So after reviewing the radar and also the forecast, it's going to be thunderstorms for the next couple of days. So plan A did not work out today, but that's fine, because the good news is as soon as a break in the storms, a window of opportunity happens, it should be textbook hunting. Should be. But I can also be wrong about that. What is going on? It is the next day, and still raining. The difference between this storm and yesterday's storm, the storm actually looks a little bit more promising. It actually has a big gap on the back side of it. In the area where I've been scouting on public land for the past couple weeks. So what I'm gonna do is hurry up, feed the horses. I got changed into my gear, got everything going, and I'm gonna go ahead and head up north. And maybe if I'm lucky, I can get on a turkey. That's, I guess, plan B. Plan B. Here we go. Plan C. I'm not gonna make it to the public land, because there's another storm coming in. By the time I leave here at the barn and get to the public land, that storm's gonna be hitting. But the storm I'm in right now sounds like it's ending. And the window that I have in between this storm right now and the next storm coming up behind it is actually big enough to where something might actually come up. And I don't know if you can see down the hallway, but that sun is shining bright. This is the time. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick it out here at the private property. One problem. I forgot my turkey calls in the wife's truck. Anybody else done that before? You know, I wasn't gonna put this part in the video, but everybody has their failures. This one I'm actually embarrassed about. You know, you make plans and everything, and it's just, it sucks. It really does. It really sucks. All this entire spring, the spring turkey season has just been horrible. Horribly hard. I've never had a spring turkey season be so hard to hunt in my life. With that said, here's the reason why. You literally have to understand the hell hunters go through to go out there and help support their family and put meat on the table. And this is just a fraction of that hell. Today you saw I had a plan. And there was a couple of things that stopped me from executing that plan. You saw yesterday, everything was fine. Storms hit, a little frustration. Today was a little different. Today was that type of frustration of failure because it was your fault. As a hunter, it was your fault. And like, simple things completely ruins the whole entire hunt. So I go ahead and I set up. I'm 20 yards within the wood line, and behind me is the field. Pause before you start talking. The reason why I was facing the woods is because for the past several weeks, that is where the turkeys have been coming out of in the afternoons, rain or shine. So I went ahead and set up in the direction that they normally come out on. And with me, without having a call, I was basically hoping that they come out of that direction that they've come out of for the past several weeks. So I'm about 45 minutes into the hunt. Nothing's showing up on its normal time from what I've scouted, which is fine because sometimes plans change. This time they changed dramatically. Not that dramatic, but for me it's embarrassing what happened. That's why I say it was dramatic. Anyways, sitting there at the bottom of a tree, blah blah blah, your whole typical turkey hunt. Have the camera pointed this direction. They didn't come from that direction. They came opposite from me. The only problem was the area where I was at, the direction where the turkeys came from, I could not move the entire camera around to get shots of the turkey. So I decided to go to like that Plan CZ and army crawl the 100-yard gap between me and the tom. Simple, especially in a foot of overgrown field. A foot. Enough to cover your average man, especially me. I'm closing in the distance. It's taken me, I did rush it. I did rush it. I could have went slower and it may have been more successful. But everything was going good. 20 minutes of me crawling. I'm closing the distance. I see his head change colors. He knows it. He feels it. Right when I lifted up my gun, right when my thumb went to turn off that safety, I see another head pop up. That made my day better. He apparently had a hen with him, which I did not see. If I would have waited tops 15 minutes, I'm sure that hen would have been getting up, stretching her legs, doing something. But no, I rushed it. I come up with the plan and I was like, I'm not going to let this turkey go. That good plan, that almost executed perfect plan C, was completely ruined by one thing, and that was my fault. The worst thing that can possibly happen, not only missing your shot, but you missing your shot pressured that animal. And if you don't know what pressured means, here goes the Cliff Notes. Pressured means you freaked out that animal enough, you threw them off a schedule, and they left the area and they went to somewhere new for safety. So not only did I miss the shot, I scared him. And after thinking about it, as embarrassed as I am, I'm not going to be afraid to show my failures. It happens. And it happens to every hunter out there. And it's the most stupidest thing that happens And you don't realize it. That's the sad thing. You don't realize it. All aside, I'm going to stay positive. So I'm not going to let this bother me too much. It's only hard because it's embarrassing because I'm actually videotaping all this now. This happens on a regular basis. But I'm always successful and I'm always blessed for whatever God gives me to put in the freezer. Just gotta sleep good tonight and move on to the next day.
Yes, I did.